Hi, did I mention to you that I'm an introvert? Yes, at standard temperature and pressure, STP, I am introverted in nature. But I have found some tips, some hacks that help me to step forward where I need to. For example, doing this video, it's been brimming in me for years and years. And I always imagine, no, I'm too shy to stand in front of a camera. But recently I built up my self-belief and my self-appreciation. And I just said, let me do it, okay? And now I've been doing it. I've set myself up for about 90 days of these videos. And we'll see what happens after 90 days. Same way when I go for workshops and seminars, I'm not the one that steps forward to meet people and introduce myself. It's almost like pouring hot water on me if you ask me to do that. So I tend to be more reflective and strategic. And I tell myself I'm going to meet 2-3 people. The whole seminar, the whole workshop, the whole conference might have 500 people, but I will be satisfied if I have 2-3 concrete introductions and I gone for that. So I'm deliberate. I have managed to convince myself that I can meet 2-3 people, forge a relationship with them afterward, and at least one of them will lead to something good. And that's usually my way. Nowadays though, a lot more people recognize me and come to me, but left to me, I would aim at 2-3 and I'm satisfied. I have a colleague. He carries wads of cards and he meets tens of people. Let me not exaggerate by saying hundreds. So that's his own forte. He's your quintessential extrovert. I just can't be. So what are you doing? Reflecting on who you are and understanding that every nature comes with its own strengths and its own limitations. I remember much younger in my career when I went for a networking event. You won't believe we had just been taught how to speak at events, how to cold call, and so on. And I went for a networking event. I was meant to meet a potential employer and so on. And we formed a circle, and when the gist sort of dried up, the circle closed. I was out of the circle, but I stayed behind someone. I just was frozen. I could not move. I remember that with a lot of embarrassment, but I remember learning from it. I don't do that to yourself. You should have moved on to someone else and formed a one-on-one at least with someone else. So prepare sometimes for your limitations. Prepare because you know it will show up, okay? For example, sometimes I come across a situation where I'm not normally cool. I'm typically cool, but when that thing is going to happen, I know I will not be cool. So I ask a very cool colleague of mine to come along because I say, you know what, you will help to caution me. So I've prepared ahead for a limitation. What limitations do you know of and how do you prepare ahead for them? Are you great with meeting people? If you are, then own it. Are you great with follow-up? Okay, then have a teammate tag along with you so that for everyone you meet, he or she at least helps you to follow up 50% or 60% of them. Do you have a weakness with finances? Are you so poor with numbers they tend to float and you don't even see them? Then make sure you've got someone who knows the details, who reads in between the lines, and don't sign any contract until you've had that discussion with the person. Are you a very dominant person and you have your way all of the time? Be careful. You might run over people and cause them to resent you. So you may want to open yourself up to your team and say, look, when I begin to run over you, let me know, because I tend to, so that they understand that it isn't personal and they stop taking your limitations personally and they know to ride with you. These are some of the points that I have learned in my journey about my nature and how to manage, and I hope that you're learning also and understanding yourself better. Rather than condemn yourself for your limitations, shine on with your strengths and handle those areas.